Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the greatest day of your life. I got an email from someone yesterday, and it was one of the most heartfelt emails, and they asked for my help. Our following is growing. We almost have 60,000 followers now, or 60,000 subscribers. And somebody reached out and said, "Dear Douglas, please share this with your following. You seem to have a caring heart and you are a loving individual. Please help us." And they said, "It's been said before that childhood emotional abuse is invisible because it doesn't leave physical traces. But what we may not realize is experiencing emotional abuse growing up can have a lasting impact on an individual, and we need to talk about it." I agree. Unfortunately, the effects of childhood emotional abuse don't stay confined to childhood, and oftentimes the effects extend into adolescence and adulthood, affecting our self-image, worldview, and relationships. Many people who experience traumatic childhood experiences may even struggle with their mental health as a result. Douglas, we wanted to know what effects childhood emotional abuse could have on a person. So I work for a mental health community, and we asked folks within our community to share things they didn't realize they were doing because of emotional abuse they experienced growing up. And here's what they shared with us. This is going to be a tough one for me. I'm an emotional guy. I care about people. Okay. The first thing was apologizing for other people's behavior, making excuses for them, or trying to build a logical reason for why they behave the way they do. I take blame for things that aren't my fault. My parents would ridicule me, and it's left me with a severe social anxiety where I'm actually scared of people. I have an irrational fear of people staring or judging me. The worst thing for me is being embarrassed. I was bullied so much at home that being embarrassed in front of someone can eat me up inside for days, weeks, months. I have zero confidence in myself. Wow, that's tough. Okay, the next one, I'm overthinking. Number 2, I overthink everything and analyze your every word and every movement. I have to think of all the possibilities so I am prepared because I never felt prepared when I was younger. I was always the victim. Never again. Number 3, I put tons of pressure on myself, then fall to pieces when I cannot handle the unbearable load. I think I'm supposed to be perfect even though I can't be. I cannot deal with people verbally fighting. If they do, I will panic and get sick until I leave the situation. If too many things have gone wrong recently, I feel the need to self-sabotage and will hurt myself in some way. It's sad, really. Number 4, downplaying my own problems and struggles because I feel the need to help and fix everyone else, and convincing myself my problems aren't as bad or as important as they are. Number 5, bottling up everything and never really asking for help because I feel like a liability. When I talk to somebody and they interrupt me to start talking and afterwards ask me what I was busy saying, I say I can't remember in order to downplay how much it actually hurt me. It makes me feel uninteresting because they didn't let me finish talking in the first place, and as a result, I don't really talk a lot in real life. That's sad. You're worth it. You deserve to be heard. Number 6, apologizing all the time. Being scared to do things because I feel like no matter how hard I try, I'll get it wrong or disappoint someone. That's a tough one. I think I felt that way myself, actually. Now, as an adult, this is number 7. Now, as an adult, I realize a lot of my anger comes from having anger and abuse directed towards me as a child. Okay. Number 8. Acting all big and tough, pretending like I don't have a problem in the world. When I act big and tough, it almost tricks my own mind into thinking I am big and tough. And that past that held my emotional abuse just never happened. But at night, I return back to reality and become extremely depressed, knowing no one in the world will ever know the truth about me. Number 9, flinching when people touch me and when they scream. As a kid, I would hide. As an adult, I just leave. I also count things. It's a small movement like touching the tips of each finger on my right hand and blinking to coincide. It's an observed trait of OCD. The pattern has become consuming, but it makes me feel at home. Okay. Number 10. I make fun of my own emotions, call myself names when I'm acting emotional, blame myself, constantly apologize, panic when being yelled at, get upset and cry when confronted about confrontation, keep things like emotions to myself, and have panic attacks when I hear people arguing in screaming matches. It's tough. I grew up in a household where there was a lot of fighting too. I understand what you're saying. Number 11, I'm so afraid of my loved ones dying, it's turned into an obsession. I'm scared they're all going to leave me and I'm going to be alone. I push new people away before they have an opportunity to leave. I care about my close family so much that I put them all before myself. It's mentally and physically exhausting. I think I did that too. My dad died when I was 10, and I think I do a little bit of that as well. Number 12, always saying yes, because if I say no, I will feel like a bad girl. And you don't say no to mom and dad. If you do, you will be shouted at, beaten up, or even worse. Such a small thing, such a big story behind that for me. Wow. Number 13, if I make a decision, even a small decision like switching toothpaste brands, I panic because I don't know if I'm making the right decision because I was conditioned to never trust myself. Everything was always up to them. Number 14, when people raise their voice at me, I automatically shut down. In a bad way, I'm full of anger most of the time because it's a trigger. Number 15, being too careful and reserved when I meet new people, which makes them think I'm either not interested or even arrogant. Or being way too active when meeting new people so they won't realize I'm anxious. I think I used to do that a little bit too. It's something I was able to work through, but I do understand where you're coming from. Number 16, I immediately cave in any confrontation. As soon as a voice is raised, I lose all sense of confidence or backbone. Like I'm being backed into a corner. Number 17, over-explain myself and talk really fast because I was always talked over and ridiculed for everything I said as a child. I also flinch when my shoulders are touched and lose my cool when yelled at by men. Okay. Number 18. Living my life being nearly unbearably lonely because I've found acceptance from so few and ridicule and betrayal from so many. I continue to work on accepting being lonely gracefully, but am in fact most of the time just trying to hide how lonely and hurt I am to be excluded. I felt that way growing up too. I know what you're talking about. Number 19, silence. As a kid, I learned that speaking up about how I was feeling would only lead to more pain. As an adult, I struggle to communicate my feelings because I'm always afraid I will be dismissed, attacked, or ignored. Better to suffer in silence and let everyone think I'm okay than give anyone another chance to hurt me. I know how you feel. And 20, I'm terrified of authority figures. I'm always worried I'm in trouble for just existing. I'm an adult and a tertiary educated professional. I don't get in trouble, but the minute I have to talk to my manager at work, I feel like a naughty little kid trying to avoid getting grounded. Can you relate to any of these? Because as I read through this list that was sent to me, I can relate to quite a few. And childhood trauma is a real thing. Mental health and mental wellness is a real thing. We need to speak up. We need to ask for help when we need help. And we need to care about each other, okay? So these are things we can work through as we continue to walk down this road of success together. I'm going to help you achieve your goals. I'm going to help you get through and mitigate the issues as they come up and as they're raised. I'm going to trust in you to be the best that you can be. And if you or a loved one has been affected by domestic violence or emotional abuse and you need help, I want you to call the National Domestic Violence Hotline. I'm going to put the number in the description of this video, but their number is 1-800-799-7233. You're important, you're amazing, and you're worth it. And there are incredible things within you that the world is just waiting to experience. As we walk down this path of self-discovery, setting goals and achieving success together, you're going to get better and better and better. And we can leave that past behind. You know, it was then. We need to live in the now. And I know that's not always easy to do. But I trust in you and I believe in you. And you know what? I just want you to know I care about you. And you're worth it. You're amazing. Have a fantastic day. I'm going to come back tomorrow with some really good stuff. If you have things you'd like to put in the comments for support or ideas you might have, we'd love to read them and we'll respond back to you, okay? You're not alone. You have people here who care about you. Everything's going to be good. Let's just continue to move forward. You're going to have a great day. I'm going to have a great day. Take care, friends. I'll be back tomorrow.